Is this thing on? Hey everybody, Mike from Just Watch back with another Just Watch episode. Hey everybody, thank you for spending a few minutes of your time here with us today. If you like the content, you know what to do. All right, so let's get on to this watch. Today we're going to take a look at the Seiko SKA427 automatic 200 meter water resistant Kinetic dive watch. Did I say Kinetic already? I think I did, but sorry for saying it twice. I promise I won't do that again. Anyways, we're going to take a look at this watch. I've actually owned this watch for about 6 or 8 years now and have worn it kind of as a weekend watch. That's what I purchased it for, was kind of a weekend beater to wear when I'm out working in the yard or, out riding a dirt bike or doing anything like that, just to try and take some of the load off of my automatic watches and get more life out of those before they need to be serviced. So the watch has held up really well over the years, and I have to say I'm really impressed with it. Lots of good stuff to talk about here. So let's get this puppy under the lights and take a look. All right, so let's check in with this Seiko Kinetic SKA427. Our case dimensions are 43 millimeter from the 9 to the 3. That's across the case, excluding the crown and the crown guards. 50 millimeters from lug to lug, that's tip to tip, and 14 millimeters thick. It also features 20 millimeter lug width. The case is stainless steel with black PVD coating. You can see that great profile. Pretty short considering the diameter with the 50 millimeter from tip to tip, and also that just really cool looking bezel. The way that they cut the serrations on the outside of the bezel is really cool and appealing to me. I really like that nice sawtooth look that Seiko executed here, as well as just the overall case execution. Those nice thick lugs that you have there. You can zoom in a little bit there. And the combination of matte finish and polish finish on the black PVD. I think they've just did a really nice job on the execution of this case overall. It's just a really good looking wearable watch. I really like the 43 millimeter size as well. I'll show you just in comparison to my Ginault Ocean Rover here. So keep in mind that the Ginault Ocean Rover is traditional Rolex Submariner sized. So you can see how these two look next to each other as far as the size goes. You can see they're actually pretty close. The Seiko is just a hair bigger. I'd actually say that this new Seiko is very close in size to your modern 114060 Submariner with the maxi lugs. Very close in size to that. The crown on this watch is nicely executed as well. It is a screw down type of crown. That little hint of yellow detail you can see, unsigned. At half clutch you can adjust the date. It does feature a hack of the movement. At full clutch you can set the time. Very responsive and true feeling as you are manipulating the minute hand and setting the time. No slop or play when you are setting it. You also might notice that there is a push button here at the 2 o'clock position. What that does is it enables you to measure your power reserve, and that when you push it, the second hand will advance. It's approximately 1 day of power reserve per second that the second hand advances when you are checking it. So good stuff there. The dial is kind of a cool combination of matte finish and gloss, almost like a 2 or 3 piece thing going on here. You can see that glossy chapter ring. You can really see the reflection there between the 10 and 11 o'clock. And then you have the, I think, 2-piece dial below that where the Seiko imprinting and the Kinetic diver stuff is printed. I think that's the subsection, and then the upper section where the lume plots are within the indexes. I think it's kind of a really cool looking dial. I think Seiko executed it pretty well. It has a really nice depth to it that I enjoy. Also minimal signing with the Seiko and the Kinetic divers 200 meter at the 6 o'clock. The lume on the watch is also very strong. Typical Seiko lume that we all know and love, very active and also very long lasting. Definitely gets you through the bulk of an evening with no issue, and will take you through a dive into the deep without any problem. The dial also features a date complication at the 3 o'clock position, as you can see here. It's really nice clear numbers and no magnifier glass or anything like that. And speaking of the glass, we have a Hardlex crystal here. Very flat Harlex crystal, typical Seiko dive watch. It does not protrude much at all from that bezel. Harlex is good stuff. I know that a lot of people wrap it because it is not sapphire, but in my 25 plus years of experience with Seiko dive watches featuring Harlex crystal, I've never had an issue. It doesn't seem to scratch any easier than sapphire, and I've never had one break or shatter. So, and I've really put a lot of watches through the paces from Seiko over the years. So I have nothing but good things to say about Harlex. It's very cost effective and seems to be a very good material for a crystal. The handset on this watch is really unique. It's a skeletonized hour and minute hand with that really cool yellow second hand with a little hint of lume there in the triangle. Kind of one thing that I wanted to point out that cracked me up is that the hour hand looks like a condom. So I never noticed that before until somebody pointed that out to me, and since I heard that, I've been laughing every time I look at the watch. So I figured I would share the joy of laughter regarding that with you guys. The movement on this watch is a 5M62 quartz movement from Seiko. This is kind of a cool thing with the Kinetic watch in that it utilizes aspects of an automatic watch in that it has an internal rotor very similar to an automatic watch that when you wear it, instead of powering a spring, it powers the resistor and charges the battery, supposedly keeping the watch perpetually charged. I think we all know from our experiences with iPhones and what have you that batteries do not keep a perpetual charge and actually wear down after a while. I can say after about 6 years or so of use, I think I've had this about 6 years, that it's still going strong and keeping a strong charge. No issues there. It definitely likes to be worn or even put on a watch winder though, is that the charge will wear way down and sometimes you actually have to hold the watch and shake it for a bit to get it charged back up before it'll run. It starts doing that kind of a half click thing on the second hand sweep to let you know that the charge is running low. Actually pull the watch out to full clutch to stop the movement when I'm not wearing it, which does help. And I've gone a couple of months without wearing it where the battery has not lost any charge. So that's a good feature as well. Overall, the finish on this watch is really well executed. There's a nice combination of matte and polished on the case and case sides. Really nice thick lugs. I really like the dimensions and just overall execution of this watch case. I really like what they did on the monoblock center case here. The only thing I don't get is why they did this special kind of insert here where the spring bars go in instead of just drilling lug holes inside of the case like they do with every other dive watch. It kind of fools a lot of people into thinking that the spring bars cannot be replaced. That is not the case at all. They can easily be replaced and it is easy to change the spring bars just like any other watch with a drilled lug case. The strap on the case is typical Seiko silicone dive strap that you all know and love if you've owned a Turtle or any other watch. It does have a PVD coated buckle and pin, and you can see just typical Seiko silicone dive strap. Let's get down to the other end here. So you can see the tsunami wave signing that appears on all Seiko silicone dive watch straps. It is a little bit longer than what you need for everyday wear so that it can fit over a dive suit or what have you. So good to know if you're actually going to use this watch for a dive watch. And we're back. Really good stuff here from Seiko with this watch. As we said, very comfortable to wear, keeps great time, very durable, nice action all around with the crown, with the bezel, just all good stuff from Seiko. This seems to have been made before any of the alignment issues reared its ugly head. It's flawless as far as that goes. The fit and finish are all excellent. I would definitely encourage you to pick one of these up either on the used market or any of the retailers might still have them for sale new. Like I said, I think it's a really good value, and I've seen these price dropping down into the low to mid $200 range, which I think is pretty strong considering what you're getting for the money. Anyways, everybody, thank you for checking out this episode. Once again, definitely appreciate having you guys along, and we'll be back soon with another episode. All right, everybody, bye for now.